Welcome to the Mukilteo Football Show. My name is Miles. The Mukilteo Show. Simpsons cast. I had to turn on the Simpsons cast for the Bengals Cowboys. Ends up with a Cincinnati Bengal victory, 27-20. Some wild shenanigans at the end. I'll admit, I only watched the Simpsons cast for the first half. At a certain point, I did have to switch back over because the game was getting good. I thought it was good. Mina Kimes' perfectly cromulent call. And I liked it. It was just kind of crazy to know that you were on Disney Plus and all of these like little Simpsons guys who look like what was their game, Road Rage or whatever, is like live tracking these actual players. And I liked how the announcers like peppering in Simpsons quotes. Though I don't know that Dan Orlovsky has seen The Simpsons. I don't think he has, because a lot of the jokes he paused before he read them without the inflection that the jokes have. Even like, I know they're not comedians, but like he clearly didn't know You Don't Win Friends with Salad is a tune. He said craptacular like 10 times. I think he thought that was a way bigger thing. He pronounced meh weird. He didn't pronounce it meh. He's like meh. I don't think Orlovsky's a Simpsons guy, but Mina Kimes and the announcer, the play-by-play guy, touch diddly down. It was fun. I loved how they were ripping on the Bengals defense. All the great Simpsons quotes, insulting Simpsons quotes, they were just using mostly on the Bengals defense early in the game. Mina Kimes, I didn't know this was possible, but it both sucks and blows. So the actual game, we had 2 touchdowns, 2 turnovers early, so thankfully it wasn't like a 3-0 bore fest. There was stuff happening. We had Homer in the game throwing, becomes Cooper Rush. He throws to CeeDee Lamb. We had Bart as Joe Burrow throwing to Ralph Wiggum, which was Jamar Chase. And Mina throws out the I choose you. And then a couple turnovers, big play by Mo Sizlak. Devarian Overshone stops a turnover on downs. And the interception, I think it was the worst play on the Simpsons cast. It was a Cooper, so the game's tied 7-7. CeeDee Lamb just had a huge run into the red zone, or maybe Dowdle. It was a big run, and then Dowdle takes another big run into the red zone, and Cooper Rush throws an interception. And in the actual game, it was intended for CeeDee Lamb. He kind of went the other way. It bounces off the corner, and the safety picks it. You just could not see that on the Simpsons cast, where that ball went. It was very unclear. The announcer was trying to explain what happened, but that was hard. But it was a family-friendly thing. I was kind of excited to see it. I didn't know what it would be like. I never watched any of the SpongeBob stuff or any of the Nickelodeon broadcasts, really. So Simpsons is much more up my alley, as we'll see. Stay tuned for the second half of this episode. We're just going to give out a bunch of Simpsons awards for the 2024 season so far. I wanted them, they kept it family friendly, like I said. I wanted them to go a little harder, in the reference stuff, because Simpsons can be harsh and cruel. I was thinking about, it's actually a baseball reference, but Mr. Burns giving a speech to his baseball team. Men, there's a crippled boy sitting in a hospital who wants you to win this game. I know, because I crippled him myself to inspire you. Then it turns out to be Milhouse. Mr. Burns says he's coming back if they don't win. Oh, man. Or like injuries. Ralph Wiggum lost a shin guard. Hack the bone! But like I said, the game got good. In the second half, we were tied at 7, then we were tied at 17, then we were tied at 20, and you're thinking the Cowboys crowd is trying to get into this game. Cooper Rush kind of disappeared, but the Cowboys defense was making stops. Joe Burrow did not shoot this game away like it looked like he might be able to. And they got another stop, right? There's 2 minutes left. The Bengals just got to go down and get a field goal. They don't. They're the 3rd and 16, then it's 4th and 26. They've got a punt. And the Cowboys block that punt. And everyone's screaming. I mean, that was the biggest roar from the Cowboys fans who stayed. A lot of empty seats, by the way. Just throwing that out there. But that was the biggest roar. And the ball goes past the line of scrimmage. And a different Cowboy, because this is a poorly coached team who doesn't know what they're doing. We saw him run a fake punt earlier in the year where clearly the special teams coach, Bones, who's a freaking overrated coach, just has a good nickname. He's an overrated, unexceptional coach. He did not have his team prepared. He obviously didn't have this player or any of the players knowing the rules that they can't touch this because they were all going for it. They were all going for it. I thought. Ball crosses the line of scrimmage after a block. The Cowboys can't handle it. They didn't have to handle it. They just needed to let it die. Let the ball die. And when it showed the replay of the special teams coach, I don't know that he was really fully sure what to do in the moment either. This guy, man. Oh. I mean, I can't look at him the same after they threw that pass to a gunner and freaked out about pass interference until the announcer had to tell us all, you cannot pass interfere on a gunner. There's no such thing. The other team knew that and was able to just blast him out of bounds. That's the type of incompetence that we have in Dallas. I mean, it's just some of the worst coaching consistently over the last 4 years under Mike McCarthy. But the guy can't grab it, and the Bengals get it, and the crowd just deflates. And I feel so bad for them because this is it's just a crap show. It's craptacular. I'm sure Dan Orlovsky said craptacular for the 90th time over on the Simpsons broadcast. But Joe Buck brought it up. It was the Leon Lett, the 1993 Thanksgiving play, which wasn't bad coaching. That was just classic Leon Lett. The ball could be dead, or it could be touched by a Cowboy and eligible to be recovered by the other team. The Cowboys chose touch it and eligible to be recovered. The Bengals get it a few plays later because this is the way of football gods. Jamar Chase gets one of his patented catch it near the sideline in space and just take the angle. Burrow's 3rd touchdown of the day. Chase's 2nd touchdown of the day. Just the Bengals get a break. The Bengals get a break. And the Cowboys, they deserve to lose. Even their drive back, not to be just so harsh on the Cowboys, but their drive, they had a minute to go get a touchdown and try and tie the game. Wasn't likely, but they got tackled. They had 2 timeouts. They didn't know if they were calling the timeout. They got up to the line. The players are looking at the sideline. The sideline is unclear. Mike McCarthy doesn't know. They hike the ball. There's not really a play called. There's definitely no protection called. Hendrickson blasts cup or a rush for a sack. And that basically ended the game. So Cowboys, 1% chance of making the playoffs. Bengals, now 2% chance of making the playoffs. Mukilteo Football Show. The show is football, everything, NFL history, legacy, ups and downs of the season. We got shows Thursday, Sunday, Monday, after the primetime games. Subscribe on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Man, well, I, for one, welcome our new insect overlords. I've been sick last couple days. I missed last week's podcast sick. I'm just trying to fight through, and I really wanted to fight through for the Simpsons award because I love the Simpsons, man. 90s Simpsons and all football. It's like I am in the age of AI. You could not plug in a supercomputer that would know football and 90s Simpsons more than me. So I decided to put together some awards of the best 14 weeks so far, best and worst of the 2024 NFL season. And yeah, I'm sick. I'm trying to struggle through it, but just love The Simpsons, and I wanted to take this opportunity to kind of merge the two while it was culturally relevant, as it will. So, Joe Burrow definitely gets the award for being the insect overlord that we need to bow down to and welcome. I mean, he is 33 touchdowns this he got to, so he now leads the league in passing yards, 3,696, and touchdowns, 33. This is the first time that matters. Again, he leads the league, and the league has all played 13 games. So we can stop talking about Geno Smith leading the league in passing when he has one more game on Joe Burrow and one more game on all these guys. Like, okay, now Joe Burrow's at the beginning. 33 touchdowns is nothing to sneeze at historically with 4 games to go. I'm rooting for him to get up there on the leaderboard, even if the Bengals got no shot. So, okay, let's go to the awards. The Mukilteo Simpsons Awards. All right, the Poochie Award goes to Saquon Barkley and the Eagles, because in the offseason, we've got some ideas to improve the Eagles. Saquon Barkley, we're going to add a new character. It needs to be louder, angrier, have access to a time machine. And whenever Poochie/Saquon is not on screen, all the other characters should be asking, where's Saquon? Because this is his team right now. Like, everything is being papered over. The Eagles are a stud Super Bowl contender, just like they were 2 years ago. What happened last year has faded. Jalen Hurts has regressed, and we don't even care. Vic Fangio is back, defensive coordinator, the guy who led the defensive renaissance starting in 2018. He's killing it with the Eagles. Doesn't matter. Headline for the Eagles is Saquon freaking Barkley and his MVP candidacy. I think Josh Allen will get it, but it is so fun to have Saquon as a highlight. I mean, Red Zone is literally panning back over to Eagles games to show like 12-yard runs by Saquon Barkley because his pace and his production is a big story. All right, next award. The Phony Pope Award goes to Aaron Rodgers. Authorities say the Phony Pope can be recognized by his high-top sneakers and incredibly foul mouth. The Jets handed their franchise to a Phony Pope, to Aaron Rodgers, who, it seems pretty clear, did exactly what you thought he would do. He made the moves behind the scenes. He consolidated power. He did all these little things, and now it's collapsing, and he's got his hands up, denying all kinds of involvement. You know, I feel sorry for the Jets, but they should have known that this high-top sneaker, incredibly foul-mouthed guy was not the Pope. I would have also accepted, don't eat me, I have a wife and kids. Eat them. For Aaron Rodgers. I got a lot of these, and I'm just going to roll, okay? This is how it's going. You don't win friends with salad award. You don't win friends with salad. Goes to Justin Herbert, the Greg Roman Los Angeles Chargers. Yes, Chargers defense has taken a leap. They're a playoff team. They've got 90% chance now to make the wild card, but the offense is a concern. I mean, I don't think they should have been relying on J.K. Dobbins to make a deep January run, but he's already gone on IR, and what's left is just worrisome. The Chargers offense is bleeding in plain sight. Thank goodness they got 2 touchdowns yesterday to start the half, and thank goodness they ended up beating the Bengals after going 3 and out 5 times in a row, trying to blow that game on Sunday Night Football. 2 Sunday Night Football collapses masked by just little slices of the game that went okay. I mean, look at the Falcons game and the Ravens game, really, to see how far the boring run the ball forever situation is going with the Chargers. They have no short passing game. They only have the deep play action game because they are assuming that they will run. Greg Roman, he's put all his resources into gazpacho. It's tomato soup served ice cold. This is how you do it. You run the ball. No, you have Justin Herbert. And the offense is not built around a flavorful barbecue, And to be fair to Greg Roman, it doesn't really have the resources to do that. It doesn't have the meat. The pig has not arrived because there aren't really any good receivers. So it's not necessarily I'm saying like Greg Roman's making like an egregious choice. I'm just saying this is the situation they're in. They're serving gazpacho, tomato soup, served ice cold. And as Barney would say, go back to Russia. All right. I'll do the next ones quicker. I'm so hungry I could eat at Arby's award. Goes to the Carolina Panthers. Said by one of the twins, like Sherry or Terry, when all the kids are stranded on an island, like Lord of the Flies style, and the rest of the kids are kind of humming and hawing, about whether they would eat at Arby's, even though they're on a desert island. That's the Bryce Young situation for the Panthers. Yes, almost beat the Chiefs. Tied up the game, ended up losing, almost beat the Eagles. I mean, that ball's just a little further. He throws that game-winning touchdown. But it wasn't, and he didn't. And yes, he's looked better, undeniably better. But are we measuring from where a second-year first overall pick should be? Or are we measuring from where we put him, which is in the absolute basement, where we were comparing him to historical busts with a tone that his career was done? Compared to that, he's doing amazing. But compared to where he should be, I think we need to dial back the praise. We're almost like, wow, he's really overperforming. Yeah, he's overperforming a made-up level that we made up. And I just think, they're gonna be sticking with Arby's. There's not much in the draft anyway for quarterbacks, and you kind of have to, but the Panthers fans are hemming and hawing. Maybe I could eat at Arby's. That's the Panthers right now. Okay. Not to rip on the Cowboys anymore, but the not with it anymore goes to the Cowboys and those coaches. They were with it once, and then they changed what it was. And now what I'm with isn't it. And what seems weird, what is it, is weird and scary to me. And it'll happen to you. Mike Zimmer's toast. Mike McCarthy's toast. That special teams coach, Bones, he's toast. And I don't think Jerry Jones, in his 80s, is the guy to see this. They're all just, the metric system is the tool of the devil. My car gets 40 rods to the hog's head, and that's the way I likes it. Grandpa Simpson is full of great quotes. Grandpa, why does your flag only have 49 stars? I'll be in the cold, dead ground before I recognize Missouri. God, the Simpsons. And this is like forever. Like seasons like 4 through 9 forever have just these elite jokes. Itchy and Scratchy Land Award goes to the Kansas City Chiefs, where nothing can possibly go wrong. That's the first thing that's ever gone wrong. Because yes, everything's fine. It's the Chiefs are destined, right? Toe out of bounds. Chiefs win. 4th and 16 pass interference. Chiefs get another chance. They win. They're blocking 35-yard field goals that would have won the game for the Broncos. They're recovering fumbled snaps by the Raiders. They're doinking in game-winning field goals last night, right? But I think we can all feel something is going to go wrong. Something more than running out of Bort nameplates in the gift shop. Okay, 3 more. I only got 1 minute. Z Goggles Do Nothing Award to Cleveland Browns. Radioactive man is floating away in a river of toxic sludge. You broke the budget on a big movie star, Deshaun Watson. He's disappointed on and off the field. Your Fallout Boy, Jameis Winston. He's a human turnover. He's a screw up. And he's missed the scene, missed the cut, and the Browns fans are swept away in a river of radioactive sludge. And Z Goggles do nothing. On a brighter note, the best damn pet shop in town award goes to Detroit Lions. What kind of pet shop is full of rambunctious yahoos and hot jazz music at 1 a.m.? The best damn pet shop in town. during the Prohibition episode. That's Dan Campbell, man. You know he's a drinker before this, regular beer baron. The vibes are just great in Detroit. The pet shop is hopping. And they rushed the passers so well against Green Bay. It's just like a locker room that is just next man up mentality is sometimes just like filtered away, blah, 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 blah. But when you really start to see these third stringers perform, that's when you know. Now, I don't think they can do that on offensive line because that's the engine. That's, that's Homer and Bart, rolling the bowling balls filled with liquor into the best damn pet shop in town. You need that part. But everything else, the vibes are good. Party's going well. All right. That's it. What a good time. We'll be back Thursday. We got to talk with Kirk and start getting into week 15 and try to find some relevant games here because the NFL playoff picture is looking absolutely solid with 4 weeks to go. I mean, what are we supposed to do with ourselves? I guess, we could do the holidays or college football. I don't know. One of those. Okay. Anyway, I'm Leonard Nimoy. And remember, always be watching the skies.